Hey, what's up, legends? I'm so excited that you are joining us here for a very first live stream in 2022. And this one is a special one because I am joined by my good friend Michael Essek, who is going to help us come up with original ideas, and especially for me right now because I need it for Valentine's Day. I don't know about you. My process usually starts with going through Pinterest, browsing through endless numbers of quotes, and usually not original ones. And even just recently, I worked on a big client project, and we started with a quote, and that quote wasn't original enough, and so we had to go back, find a copywriter. And if you're not a copywriter, then you know kind of the struggle of how it is to come up with like original quotes. And Michael actually is somebody who is really, really good at that. And just to show you kind of like what I mean, like I'm not an original person. Like all of the quotes that I've written, I found on Pinterest. And so I've just started up like writing a couple of Valentine's Day quotes. Love is in the air. It's not original. What about this one here? I am bananas for you. Not original too. Found that on Pinterest. Actually, I think I still have that one open somewhere around here. Here, I am bananas for you. Letterboard folks are always a good place to find quotes. And let's see, the last one, Happy Valentine's Day. Cannot get any more unoriginal than this. And so I hope that you are here to learn all about how to come up with original quotes and find out how to do that. And so his secrets are going to help us to make that a lot easier and to come up with an even better one because he's a master at it. And so let's welcome Michael Essek into the live stream. Michael,
Hello.
So good to have you here. Thank you so much for taking the time to help us to come up with original quotes because, again, one of my struggles, even now, I haven't been posting a lot on Instagram lately and has a lot of different reasons, but one of those reasons actually is I don't find anything interesting to post anymore. And when I look at your process on coming up with new ideas, I feel inspired and I want to start writing again. And tell us a little bit more about how to get started and how this whole process works.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for having me, Stefan. It's an absolute pleasure to be with you. I'm sure we've got a lot of ground to cover. I've got slides here. We're going to do a lot of work. So I hope you're ready. I hope you got your pens, your iPads, whatever you need to take notes and stuff, because we're going to go through a lot of stuff. But yeah, like you said, just to kind of set the scene a little bit, ideas are so important. You know, whether you're a freelancer coming up with client work, whether you're a designer designing for products like t-shirts and posters like I am, whether you're trying to build your brand or build your following on Instagram, ideas are the last great differentiator. You know, everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people can letter. A lot of people can design well. Very few people can also come up with a good idea, a solid original idea, and gel it together with you know the right styles and the right artwork. So that's what we're going to talk about. If it's okay with you, can I pull up my slides and we'll dive right in?
Go for it. I'm excited.
We have so much to get through. I'm really excited too. I'm so excited. Last night, actually, I was walking back to my car. I was thinking about all the stuff we're going to go through today. I was so excited thinking about that stuff. I walked past my car that I'd parked and walked like 5 minutes down the road. I had to turn back because I completely...
You almost gave me a heart attack because I was like, you drove past a red light. And I'm like, you know, that costs a fortune. And that is not it's not inexpensive. I passed a red light once. Not going to do that again, but it can happen when you're not focused. That's what happened.
That could have happened, but thankfully it wasn't that. So let's dive into this. So how to generate the perfect quote? That's what we're going to talk about. Thank you for having me, Stefan. Thank you for everyone for joining us today. Like I said, we've got a lot to cover, so I'm going to go pretty fast. So here's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at three keys to the perfect quote. I'm going to teach you these 3 keys, things to look out for. We're going to go through and generate some original ideas together live. So some of you, hopefully you've got the worksheet that we sent out earlier in the week. If you don't have a copy of that, don't worry. I'm going to email everyone a copy after the live so you can watch the replay. You can use that. But we're going to go through and we're actually going to come up with some original phrases and quotes here together live. Okay. And by the end of this, here's what you're going to be able to do. You're going to know how to come up with new ideas for any topic. So we're going to look at Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day is just a few days away. Stefan wanted me to focus on that because he needs some ideas. He's got. Did you say it's your first Valentine's Day with your girlfriend?
It is. It is. It's my first Valentine's Day. I actually had, I just told Michael just about it before, but last year, same day, Valentine's Day, I was out, I was on a date with my girlfriend, now girlfriend. And this time we're gonna celebrate for real. And so I need to show up and to really step it up this time and present something really cool.
That's it. So we're going to pick Valentine's Day as our subject for a lot of the ideas we come up with today. But this is not just about Valentine's Day. The things you're going to learn in this session today, some of the techniques you're going to learn, you can apply them to any topic, any trend. And I promise you, I guarantee you, you'll be able to come up with original ideas for any topic after you've gone through this session. Okay. So that's what we're going to look at. This is for you just to kind of run through, who this is for. Is this for me? Is it not for me? If you're a hand letterer, obviously this is what we're going to focus on. If you're looking for original quotes, if you're sick of, browsing Pinterest or having to use quotes that people have done 1,000 times before, then this is for you. That's what we're going to focus on today. But also if you're a graphic designer, especially if you can also do some illustration, that's a really strong elements. If you can marry hand lettering together with some basic illustration, that's a lot of what my work looks like. So that's really good. If you're a commercial artist trying to come up with ideas for products, if you're someone who has an online store, maybe you sell on Redbubble or Etsy or Amazon, or you have your own Shopify store, you need ideas too. You need original ideas. That's what gives you new content to promote. So we're gonna help you grow your Instagram. How do you grow your Instagram? You need lots of artwork. You need lots of original pieces. That's how Stefan grew his Instagram. Lots of original work. So we're gonna help you guys. If you're a freelancer or an art director, you're doing work for clients. How amazing would it be if you could come to a client and say, hey, I can do the artwork, no problem. But here's 10 different original quotes that I've just come up with for your campaign that I think would work really well. Wouldn't that be a great skill to add on to your skill set? And also maybe art licensing, if that's something you're interested in or you're already doing. I license a lot of my art on different products. So if you're into that, if you're trying to, create art and graphics that are going to be licensed for products, then this will be really, really useful for you too. And one thing I did want to just kind of mention before we actually, before we dive in, I'm going to go really fast and I've got a lot of slides to get through. So don't worry about, replays and downloads and stuff. This is all being recorded. There'll be a free replay. You can watch it back. And also I'm going to make sure that we have the slides available for you to download. So you can have the step-by-steps and stuff. So there's a few things that we're going to send out afterwards. I'm going to send you these slides, which will be really helpful for you. Lots of examples and stuff. I'm also going to have, she doesn't know this yet, but my sister works for me. I'm going to have her go through this replay and pull out any of the original ideas that we come up with. So for Valentine's Day and stuff like that, she's going to go and pull out the ideas and she's going to put together a spreadsheet, and then we're going to email that out to everyone as well. So you don't have to, worry about writing everything down and missing something. And the worksheet as well, of course, will send that out. So the link will be available at the end of this session. Just stick around to the end and I'll share the link. Or if you're already signed up, we'll make sure you get the emails for that as well. Okay. I'll just do a bit of an intro to myself, if that's okay. My name's Michael Essek. I live here in Manchester, in the northwest of England. Some of you might know it. You might recognize the name Manchester. A couple of pretty big football teams we have over here. Stockport County, Oldham Athletic, Bolton Wanderers, Blackburn Rovers, people like that. No, Manchester United and those kind of guys. Manchester's also the home of a drink called Vimto. Don't know if you know that or if you've ever tried
Is
Vimto.
that wine?
It's not wine. It's a non-alcoholic fruity beverage. And this is me stood outside the Vimto statue at Manchester University.
Looks huge.
Just the other day. But if you've never tried Vimto, it was invented in Manchester. You might want to try it. next time
Do you
you're
know
here.
what it tastes like?
Yeah, it's just kind of like a fruity, just kind of a, like blackberry. It's kind of a fruit punch kind of thing, but
So
non-alcoholic.
guys, if anybody in the comments has ever tried this, so if you're watching this and you have tried it, let us know in the comments below. I haven't, and it looks interesting. Carry
Very
on.
nice, very good. I should also say as well, we'll make plenty of time at the end for like questions and answers and stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
if Stefan, if you see any questions that you want to that come in from the
I'm
chat, I'll be happy to take them as we go as well. So
and
yeah,
I'm
great.
hovering over the chat, looking at everybody. So hey, everybody, it's nice to see you guys, and I'm gonna let Michael carry on and focus on the chat as at the same time.
Okay, great. So yeah, this is me. Live in Manchester. Married. We have 2 kids, Amber and Jonah. That's them on an adventure the other day, and we're actually right now expecting our 3rd child. Not any hour, but almost any day now. We're 37 weeks today, I think. So I've got my phone not on silent. I would usually have it on silent for a training session like this, so I can focus. But if you hear my phone go and you see the color drain from my face, then you know what might be happening right now. So that's a little bit about me. Here's some of my work and the kind of stuff I create. I do a lot of funny puns, witty little designs like this. Usually some graphics matched with some text. These are a few I've done recently. Lazy About You with the sloth. Who Asked You with the owl. This one as well. I Like Big Bats and I Cannot Lie. I actually have the t-shirt version of that one here, I think. Let me see if I've got it. Yeah, here it is. So I like big bats and I cannot lie. You other mammals cannot fly. That's one of mine. So that's kind of the kind of work I produce, and that's what I've been producing for several years and licensing those designs, selling them online. So funny stuff, witty stuff, lots of puns, and I'll talk a little bit about how I come up with them in a second. So producing those, been selling them on Redbubble, Merch by Amazon, TeePublic, TeeFury, Threadless, had designs licensed for Hot Topic in the States and Spencer's. Sainsbury's is a big supermarket here in the UK, had some of my designs put on greetings cards and sold there. So this has been, coming up on 10 years of work and growing this business. And that's where I've grown my business to, and what I've grown my business from. It really comes from those ideas and the originality of those ideas, but also the fact that they fit well with a certain demographic or a certain group or a certain topic. And that's what we'll talk about here today. So let's talk about how to generate the perfect quote. Now,
Nice.
for hand letterers, that's what we want. We want a quote. We're talking about text. We're talking about sayings and phrases. But I'm going to use the term idea, because that's what I usually think of when I'm talking about, generating ideas for designs. So I thought, let's just quickly kind of define our terms, and let's explain what we mean by the term idea. So an idea for me is what's behind that design. Okay, it's what comes first. Before you ever create anything, you need to have that idea. So for a hand lettering artist, you need to have the quote. You need to have the saying that you're going to work from. And that's a pretty simple one. If you've got a quote, if you've got some text, that might be all you need to get started. You've seen Stefan. You can take a sentence, take a few words, turn it into an incredible artwork that can go on and sell and be licensed and generate money. So the idea, that's what the idea is. It could be just a line of text. It could be very, it's usually fuzzy in your head. It's not, you've not actually done anything with it yet. The design, that's where you take that idea, you turn it into a concept, you flesh it out, and then you actually produce something, real. You put pixels on a screen, you put pixels on the iPad, you create something that can then be sold, uploaded, emailed, licensed, put on Instagram, whatever it might be. So that's the distinction we're talking about. We're not going to talk today about design, as in, how to create nice letters, how to pick nice colors, how to do nice layouts. We're just going to focus on ideas. How do you come up with original, funny, catchy, engaging ideas that can become really great designs? So Just to illustrate this point, I think I just mentioned, I've been selling on the internet for about 10 years now, selling my designs. I've tracked my income for every one of those months over the past 10 years. And this is a snapshot of the early days and how things grew. So I started in like 2012, 2013. So this is down here. You can see there's nothing. It took me a good couple of years to start hitting, even $100 a month kind of levels. So it took me a long, long time. But about a few years in, I decided, this is not really making the kind of money that I'd like it to. I'd like to quit my job. I'd like to focus on this, but I'm not there yet. And it dawned on me that, if I just had more designs, if I had more, because every time I added more designs, I made a bit more money. It was a slow growth, but it did grow. So it dawned on me that I just need more designs. And my problem was I was going too slow. Like I was producing an idea. If I had a design, I'd have an idea for a design and then I'd produce it. But if I went 2 weeks and didn't really have an idea, I'd just be like, well, I'm not going to do anything. So I made a decision right about here that I was going to increase my output. I said, I want to quit my job in the next year. I want to make this work. And I'm going to make a decision. I'm not just going to wait for ideas to come. I'm actually going to produce regardless. I'm going to go from like 1 new design a week to like 3 designs a day. And I like set myself these challenges to hit them. So that is about the point I did that. So it didn't happen right away, but over the next 12 months or so, what happened was, my business really shot up because I vastly increased the amount of designs I had. I had a lot more designs. And so that's how it grew my business. So this is a really important principle. If this is the designs that you have, the designs you've been able to create, then this is what your ideas look like, okay? Because you will always only be able to create designs from your ideas. You can never have more designs than you have ideas. You're always going to have more ideas than you have designs, right? Because not every one of your ideas is going to become a finished design. You're gonna say, I don't really like that design, or that one doesn't really work so well, or that concept doesn't really gel. So you're always going to be doing, fewer designs than you have ideas. So if you want a lot of designs, if you want to build a big portfolio, you need a lot of ideas. And this guy said it better than I could. This is Linus Pauling. He's a chemist. He was a Nobel Prize winning chemist. He also won the Nobel Prize. Actually, he won the Nobel Prize for chemistry. He also won the Nobel Peace Prize as well. And he's one of like only 2 or 3 people to win a few of these. So he said the best way to have a good idea is to have a lot of ideas. So that is the principle that's really helped me. Is we need a lot of designs. In order to have a lot of designs, we need to have a lot of ideas. So how do we have a lot of ideas, and how do we have good ideas? We need to have a lot of them. So this is the principle that underpins everything. And in that process of, really pushing myself to produce a lot of stuff, I discovered that I was using, sometimes subconsciously, sometimes consciously, I was using certain methods to come up with concepts and ideas. And that's what these are, these proven methods. So over the years, I've developed and stumbled across and, discovered new methods. And now I have it down to almost a science where, you can take any topic, we can just run it through these proven methods, and we come out the other side with tons of great ideas. Doesn't matter what the topic is, doesn't matter what the trend is. We can find the right idea for that kind of topic. So that's what we'll demonstrate here today, and I'll show this to you and hopefully prove it to you. So the 3 keys. Again, I know I'm going pretty fast, but I just want to make sure we have plenty of time, for questions at the end and stuff like that. So the 3 keys to the perfect quote. So in fact, before we dive into that, I just wanted to say that, coming up with ideas, it is work. Like coming up with ideas, if you're a designer, you know how much effort you put into your artwork, to your illustrations, to your lettering. It's hard work. Coming up with ideas is work as well. A lot of designers don't spend much time thinking about it, or maybe you've just never really thought about it like that, but it is work. However, it is some of the most like fun and rewarding work you can do. Like I really now enjoy the process of coming up with ideas. I enjoy brainstorming. I enjoy using some of the tools and some of the things that I've developed. And it really can be like, just the other day, I was scrolling through some of my methods and just laughing, just making myself laugh because, you could just come up with fun, original ideas. So yeah, it is work. So I just want to say, this is not like, snap your fingers and here comes a load of ideas. You have to work at it. You have to put in some effort, but you get back so much more than you put into it. So let's dive in. The 3 keys. The first one, the perfect quote, is rhyme. So we all know what rhyme is, right? So here's some examples. Here's one of Stefan's pieces here. Emotionally stable, like an IKEA table. So Stefan has cleverly used rhyme in this one to make a catchy, it rolls off the tongue, emotionally stable, like an IKEA table. So Stefan, do you remember where this one came from? Was this one you came up with yourself?
No, I'm not original like that. Actually, I found that on Pinterest. I told you, like every idea I get is usually a quote that I find on Pinterest that I pin to my quotes pin board, and then at some point I'm like, oh, you know what? I want to turn this into a real idea. And so I know with your method, you could turn this one into a original quote and kind of using the principle. So I'm excited to see more about that.
Yeah. So, well, let's just talk a little bit about like rhyme. Rhyme is why is rhyme a key? Rhyme is something that grabs the reader. And a lot of the times, like even the way you read the quotes in your head, sometimes you kind of read it with a kind of lilt or with a bit of almost singing it to yourself, right? Emotionally stable, like an IKEA table. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. So anytime you can find a quote like this, or even better, as we're going to show, generate a quote like this, this is what's really, this is a real key element that can really make your work stand out if you can find and generate quotes like this that rhyme, because rhyming is such a strong emotional pull that really engages with people, especially if you can combine it like Stefan did here with some humor. That's, we'll talk a bit about that later as well, but rhyming is so key. So some more examples here. So here's one: don't hurry, be happy. So obviously, like that's a play on the rhyme. Don't worry, be happy. So instead of don't worry, be happy, we've got don't hurry, be happy with a picture of a sloth. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Again, the original phrase, the original lyrics would be sweet dreams are made of these. So cheese rhymes with these. So we've swapped it out. And a really simple one like Berry Christmas instead of Merry Christmas. Okay. So here's a principle. You can probably see the principle at work in these designs, or this one here. Ghouls just want to have fun instead of girls just want to have fun, right? So what's going on there is there's a simple replacement of a rhyming word within phrases that are recognizable. Okay. People know the phrase girls just want to have fun. People know the phrase sweet dreams are made of these, and they know those phrases. So if you change one of the words, you make them laugh. You just get, you've created a little bit of a joke. You create a bit of a juxtaposition. So this is a method that you can actually use. This is a method that I've kind of reverse engineered. And I want to teach you exactly how to do this and how you can come up with phrases exactly like this one you see on screen. So I call this the rhyme and replace method, because what you're doing is you're taking a word that rhymes with another word and you're just replacing it, okay? So I'm just going to tell you how it works, and then we're going to demonstrate it. So don't worry about, missing any of this. Again, I'm going to give you the slides and stuff. So I'm just going to tell you how it works, and then I'll show you how it works. The rhyme and replace method, it works like this. First, you find a word related to a topic or trend or your subject, whatever you want to create ideas around. Then you find some rhyming words, so words that rhyme with your words. Step 3, you run those rhyming words through a website called the Idioms Dictionary. And then number 4, you simply rinse and repeat. So I'll demonstrate this for you here right now. Don't worry about, again, you're going to get the slides. You can watch back. But let's demonstrate this in practice. So let's say our topic, we want to come up with some ideas around Halloween. Okay, Halloween's coming up. I know it's not the season right now, but let's say it's September or whatever. You're coming up with ideas for Halloween. So that's our topic. So we need to find a word related to Halloween. So I've picked here the word scare. Okay, it's related to Halloween. I picked the word scare, I could have picked any number of other words: ghost, ghoul, monster, werewolf. You could run with whatever. I've picked the word scare because it's a nice short word that probably has lots of rhyming, options with it. So then, once I've got my word scare, I headed over to a website called rhymezone.com. This is a free website. I just drop in the word scare. And what that's going to do, I'll show you here in a second, but it's going to show you a list of rhyming words that rhyme with scare. So I found this word. So scare rhymes with bear. Okay, really simple. Scare rhymes with bear. And then what I'm going to do, this is the complicated bit. I want to take that bear, and then I'm going to run that word through this website, idioms.thefreedictionary.com. Again, don't worry about these links. We'll email everything over to you. And when you do that, what this is a list of idioms. If you don't know what idioms means, it just means phrases and sayings that people use. So like, cheer up would be an idiom, or, whatever, anything like that. Short, could be long. Those are idioms. So we want to find an idiom that features the word bear. So I found this one, grin and bear it. That's a well-known idiom, grin and bear it. People recognize it. And then all we need to do, you might have guessed it, we're just going to swap it out. So replace the rhyming word with the related word, and we get grin and scare it. And that led me to do simple design like this one. This was quite a few years ago. I'm sure you could come up with something a lot better than this. But, really simple example of how to use this method. So what we're going to do now, you hopefully will have a sheet that looks something like this. This is the worksheet that we sent out earlier in the week. I'm going to pull up my sheet, and we're going to do this live. So if you've got your sheet, you might want to follow along with me and do the same thing. I'm just going to share my... I'll quickly share my iPad screen with you to show you my version. So here it is. So this has got... what we're going to do first off, we're just going to look at this this part here, the top part. So this first question said, what words come to mind when you think of Valentine's Day? So what words come to mind when you think of Valentine's Day? So I've just written some words. I'll just read out what I've got. So like love, that's an obvious one. Snuggle, flirt, date, cupid, kiss, smooch, and cuddle. So here's what you want to do when you're trying to come up with words. You're looking for quite short ones, but also try and look for ones that are less common. So like love is going to be really overused at Valentine's Day. Whereas maybe a word like snuggle, like that's a bit more, that's going to be less common to turn up. So those are some of the words I've got. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to RhymeZone. I'm going to pick one of the words that I've got from my list, and we'll see what comes up. Oh, RhymeZone's turned pink for Valentine's Day. That's nice. So here, let's go for snuggle. So I'm going to put in the word snuggle. I'm just going to hit search, and RhymeZone looks like this. It's going to give you any words that it's got that rhyme with your word. So I'm going to so we got here Google. I don't really know what that word means. We got juggle, which could be something. We got smuggle, and we've got struggle. Struggle is the one that jumps out to me. So if we take the word struggle, and then we head over to idioms.thefreedictionary.com, and then we can put in the word struggle, press enter, and then this is going to show you idioms, so phrases that include the word struggle. So like an uphill struggle, put up a struggle, on the struggle bus. So this one, like that jumps out to me, on the struggle bus. We could go for on the snuggle bus, maybe with like a cute illustration, like some animals cuddling or something like that. The struggle is real. So we could go for the snuggle is real instead of the struggle.
I like that
is real,
one.
right?
I really like that one.
So let's write, if you're making notes, you don't need to because we're going to pull out these ideas, but the snuggle is real. There's one we could go with. So that's a really simple example. Let's just do one more from my examples. What did I have? So sometimes you can do stuff off the top of your head. Like I've got dates here. Now, sometimes you're going to get so many words back that, you're going to have to try and do a bit of filtering and thinking. But sometimes, especially when you kind of, sometimes you'll just have something pop into your head. So like for the word date, I was just thinking, what rhymes with date? Well, hate rhymes with date. And that immediately made me think of haters gonna hate. So then I thought, well, you could do data's gonna date instead, right? That's a really simple one. Data's gonna date instead of haters gonna hate. Or let's do one more for like Cupid. I've got Cupid here. So what rhymes with Cupid? Not much. Stupid is pretty much the only thing that rhymes with Cupid. So we could head over here. Let's put in the word stupid. So what have we got? Hit by the stupid stick, get stupid, stuck on stupid. So you could do stuck on Cupid. That might work. People might get that. The one that, okay, so it's the economy stupid. It's going to be a bit of a kind of niche one to do, but I think that's pretty funny. Like, it's the economy Cupid, and you could do like a sad Cupid, looking sad, and maybe he's got empty pockets or something like that. But yeah, just some really quick examples there of how you can brainstorm ideas. Rhyme Zone and the Idioms Dictionary, use those two together. Use the rhyme and replace method, and you'll be able to come up with a ton. You'll be able to come up with endless ideas. The only thing that's holding you back here is how much time you have to go through and search each word. But over time, you'll get better at it, and you can just use this method again and again and again for any topic. All you have to do is come up with some related words. So that's rhyme. That's number one. That's the key number one. Nice. How you can use rhyme in your phrases. Did everyone get that? Is that okay, Stefan?
So one question came up. Does it work also in Spanish?
Yeah, the principle should work perfectly in Spanish, right? So I don't speak. So I did do Spanish at school, but I'm not very good at it. But if you have a word that rhymes with another word in your language, and you have a phrase in your language, then you can swap it out, right? That's the principle. Obviously, I can't give you an example of a Spanish phrase because I don't speak Spanish. But if you do, then I'm sure you would be able to play the same method. You might not be able to find those idioms on the free dictionary. I don't know if they do a Spanish version of the dictionary, but I'm sure there'll be examples and places you can find some.
Probably, yeah. That's a good one. People seem to love it. They're like, love this method. It's super cool. That's awesome.
Great. So that is the rhyme and replace method. That's a method you can use. So how you can get rhyme into your phrases, okay? So let's have a look at our next key. So that was key number one, was rhyme. Key number two is alliteration. So if you don't know what alliteration is, it is words that are close together that begin with the same sound. Okay, so we'll look at some examples here. Stefan does this a lot. So here's some examples.
I was just about to ask and saying, like, what is alliteration? Am I just not, like, am I too stupid to not know what it is? But apparently I do it a lot, so I should have just kept my mouth shut and let you keep on talking.
See, this is the thing, like, because you're a professional, Stefan, you do things, what you think is natural comes organically to you is actually, methods. And if you can reverse engineer and figure them out, we can teach them to other people, and you won't look so clever because everyone else will be doing it too. But yeah, here's some examples from Stefan's work. Throw kindness around like confetti. So where's the alliteration here? Kindness, the K and the K. So that's the same sound, right? Different letters, but the same sound. Throw kindness around like confetti. Okay. So this isn't a rhyme, but it does have a similar reaction from people. It rolls off the tongue. It's catchy. You can just, it might not rhyme, but it's still really pleasant to look at and to say. So throw kindness around like confetti. Here's another one of Stefan's, the man who walked around the world. I think this was for Johnny Walker, right? So the man who walked around the world, the w and the w sound again. Actually, we got kind of three here. The man who walked around the world. So the man who walked around the world, the Lord is my light and my salvation. See, even in the Bible, you'll find a lot of alliteration. think that's Psalm 27, right? The Lord is my light and my salvation.
Not
And
really
it's
sure.
okay to be offline.
Be
So
offline.
and the okay to be offline. Okay. So these are all great examples of alliteration in Stefan's work. A couple more these are a couple I've done recently with Ian Barnard. Some of you will know him. Make wreaths, not war. We did that one for Christmas. And coffee is my co-pilot. Have that one on a print as well here. If I just
That
hold
looks
that up,
so good.
see, coffee is my co-pilot. So Ian did the lettering. I'm not a very good lettering artist, but I can do a bit of illustration. So that's what I did with Ian. So yeah, this is alliteration, right? Coffee is my co-pilot. Make wreaths, not war. So really good, really great principle. So how do we use it? So, alliteration is great. It's great for short, catchy phrases. So perfect for t-shirt designs, perfect for work like that. Great for Instagram when you're trying to get someone's attention in a little square as they're scrolling through when they're on the toilet or in the bathroom or whatever. You got to grab them with something that really engages them. So alliteration is great for that, similar to rhyme. But it's also great for longer funny sayings and slogans. So, we had a few of those with Stefan's ones. The man who walked around the world, throw kindness around like confetti, the Lord is my light. This can also work in longer phrases. So how are we going to make this work for us? How can we actually use alliteration? So I've got a really simple trick for you. This is much more simple than the rhyme and replace method. This is really easy. So this is let's just call it the and trick. So this is what we want to do. We basically just want to find two words that start with the same sound, okay? So X and X, this is not supposed to be one of those like emoticon faces or anything. This is supposed to be like blank word and blank word, okay? So pushing two words together, that's what we're going to try and do. So again, if we just pull up our prompt sheet, I'm going to pull up mine again. And the second question on your prompt sheet is, what's a current topic, trend, or subject that is hot right now? So I've picked out some examples. I've got COVID. So COVID is obviously still a pretty big hot topic right now. And I've written out just a few phrases or words that are related to that. So I've got like lateral flow and masks and positive and quarantine. So I just pulled out a few words. Another one, NFTs, kind of popular right now. So crypto and Bitcoin. And then instead of like a trend or something that's hot right now, I just think of a subject that we can all understand. So something like coffee. I know Stefan likes coffee. So latte or caffeine, these are words related to coffee. So those are our current topics. So with alliteration, here's what we want to do. We've already got some words up here for the first question. And then we got some words here in our second box, right? So all we can do, really simple thing we can do, we can just highlight any matches where we've got the same letters that start the word, right? So here we got cuddle. So we got cuddle, which when we got crypto, begins with a C, caffeine and coffee. So is there a way we can just put these words together? So one word from up here, one word from down here. So we could go for something like cuddles and coffee or cuddles and crypto. And that could be a nice little Valentine's Day thing, right? Cuddles and crypto. You could do cuddles and COVID, but you're not supposed to.
I was just about to say, like, I was not about to throw that idea into the hat because that would have been like, nope.
That would be, yeah.
But if you're in quarantine, then coffee, like COVID and cuddle it is.
See, I missed that one. But the letter Q is the same sound, right? Q, yeah. Quarantine. So you could do cuddles and quarantine, but again, you probably shouldn't. Or you could just kind of ask yourself, is there a way we could put some of these words together? So you can do X and X. That's a really simple one. But you could do something like, I just want to cuddle and drink caffeine or something like that. Or I just want to cuddle and drink coffee. Or L. So we could do like, I love a latte, or I love to drink a latte with you, or, I just love my lattes. So any way that you can try and push, a couple of these words together. Or we've got kiss as well. I missed that one, or Cupid. So you could just kind of find ways to fit your words together. Any way you can do that, is a great way to to use alliteration in a really simple way. I've got a few other little examples I pulled out, I think, here. Let me just pull up my list. So yeah, like coffee and cuddles, kisses and caffeine, crypto and kisses, I love you a latte. Again, just a way to put those two together. Or I love to latte with you. Even I love to lateral flow with you could be a funny one for Valentine's Day. So that's alliteration. That's a really simple way you can use that using the worksheet you've got. I can see Barbara there's just commented, love you a latte. Very good. So yeah, great examples of how you can just, find a way to put two of these words together using alliteration. So the and trick, just try and combine word one with word two. And if you can do that with the examples I've given you, so your topic could be whatever it might be, and then you can attach it to whatever the holiday is. So we're looking at Valentine's Day, but it could be, could be Christmas, could be Mother's Day, could be Halloween, could be whatever. Try and combine those two together and just look for words that match, that have an alliteration match. Now, I have something in my back pocket that makes this even easier for me, which I'll share with you a little bit later. But for now, excuse me, let's just move on to our third key. So that was number 2 key. That was alliteration, okay? So we've got rhyme, we've got alliteration. Number 3, this is where the words get even bigger, juxtaposition, okay? I'll give you a second to just digest that word. Juxtaposition. So what is juxtaposition? This is a very long word for saying a very simple thing, which is really two things rubbing up against one another, okay? Thing 1, thing 2, somehow clashing, that creates a juxtaposition. So I'll give you some examples here in a second. But what you need to know is juxtaposition is actually the core of comedy, okay? It's the core of any kind of humor. You go from state 1 to state 2, that creates the juxtaposition. When my little boy Jonah was a baby, you do this with a baby. You put your hands in front of your face and then you pull them away like this. And they think that's the funniest thing in the world. They absolutely lose themselves at this. Why do they find that funny? You're not there 1 minute, you're there the next, okay? It's a juxtaposition between two things. You do one thing and then you do something quite different, okay? Really simple. So juxtaposition, here's a couple of examples, a couple of memes I found. This one is, I don't know whether all countries have similar bins. These are what bins look like in the UK, like wheelie bins, waste bins. So these are wheelie bins here on an estate somewhere in the UK, and they've been graffitied or I should say stenciled with the logos of some, pretty expensive brands, Gucci, yeah. Chanel. So that's a good example of juxtaposition. You would not expect to see a Chanel logo on a wheelie bin on an estate, on a street. Okay, it's a juxtaposition. It's funny. Similar. Here's one. I love Paris. So I'm scrolling through. I'm looking at memes. I see this one. I love Paris. Oh, okay, he loves Paris. He loves the Eiffel Tower. Hold on a minute. That's not the Eiffel Tower. That's an electrical pylon. So that creates the juxtaposition. That's what makes it funny. So there's lots we could dive into with juxtaposition, but I just want to pull out. I want to make this practical for you and really help you with this. So here's the method I've got for you. So I've given you a couple of methods. I gave you the rhyme and replace method, and we looked at the alliteration method, combining two words. So the method for juxtaposition is something I call plug-in phrases. Now, plug-in phrases is a method that's so simple and easy to use, and it's behind my current bestsellers, probably my all-time best-selling designs. And the principle is really simple. The principle is you have a sentence or a quote or a line of text or an idiom, and there's a gap in it where you can insert a word. So you think about juxtaposition like we just said. Plug-in phrases, we want to take a phrase and just put in a word that doesn't typically exist there, but it still works. So for example, here's an example of a plug-in phrase. I'm only here for the pizza. Okay, so you could, this is a plug-in phrase because you could plug in any word here for pizza. I'm only here for the tacos. I'm only here for the NFTs. I'm only here for the lattes. You can swap that around, come up with endless ideas for that phrase. So that's plug-in phrases. Some examples that I use a lot for t-shirts. So I'd rather be X. I'd rather be drinking a latte. I'd rather be mining Bitcoin. I'd rather be quarantining, whatever it might be. Ask me about my X. Ask me about my latte making skills. Ask me about my crypto mining setup. I don't know, whatever it is. You can insert almost anything into these phrases. I something, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. I bought and sold Bitcoin, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. Something like that. Support your local something. Support your local barista. Support your local taco truck. You can insert anything. So hopefully you get the principle here. So some examples here. So yes, I did find some examples of this in Stefan's work as well. So, but first, coffee. I mean, that could be anything, right? But first, breakfast. But first, tacos. But first, Bitcoin. I don't know. It could be adapted for almost.
But first, anything. Snuggles.
But first, snuggles. But first, negative lateral flow test. So here's one me and Stefan did together last year. I love the smell of summer in the morning. So the original phrase is from Apocalypse Now, right? I love the smell of napalm in the morning or whatever. So we can just take that word and swap it with something else. I love the smell of summer in the morning. I love the smell of coffee in the morning. I love the smell of caffeine in the morning. Now, obviously, it's not going to work with any word, but there's a lot of words you can insert there, and it's going to work really well. Here's another one I did with Ian Barnard: peace, love, and pumpkins. So peace, love, and something that could lead you almost anywhere. Peace, love, and caffeine. Peace, love, and crypto. Peace, love, and tacos. You can go almost anywhere with it. Something to point out about this one: this is a plug-in phrase. It also has alliteration: peace, love, and pumpkins, because the per and the per. So we've started stacking, some of our keys here to come up with really nice ideas. Another one of Stefan's: you're the gin to my tonic. So this is a bit more complicated. This has actually got kind of two blank spaces to fill. You're the X to my X. You're the gin to my tonic. You're the I'm trying to think of an example. You're the ant to my deck. You're the lateral to my flow.
You peanut butter to my jelly.
Exactly. Thank you. Yeah, stuff like that. So plug-in phrases, that's the concept. Now, again, you should have on your worksheet, there's a couple of examples right at the bottom where I asked you to write your favorite food and a place you like to hang out and your favorite fictional character. So if you've got that, you can pull it up and bear it in mind. And I'm going to use that in a second here. But before we do, let's just quickly recap those three keys. Okay, what are we looking at? 48 minutes. Okay, we're doing okay.
Hey, so I got time.
Keys. Great. Okay, so the three keys, we've done rhyme, alliteration, juxtaposition. Okay, so you've got a rhyme and replace method to help you use rhyme. You've got alliteration to help you use alliteration. You got the alliteration method, and juxtaposition is plug-in phrases. So plug-in phrases, what I recommend you do is start looking around, keeping your eyes open for plug-in phrases everywhere you go. Okay, advertising campaigns, billboards, YouTube videos, magazines, T-shirts, posters. You will see these phrases everywhere if you start paying attention. And what I strongly recommend you do is you start making yourself a list. And this is what transformed my business. One of the methods that really made me able to create a lot of ideas is if you have a list of plug-in phrases like this, you can just run down that list with your topic in mind. And like we've just shown here, you can just come up with idea after idea after idea. You come up with so many ideas that the problem is not coming up with ideas. The problem is which of these is the best, to use. So that's really the situation you want to be in. So I strongly recommend, regardless of what you do, after this session, start building up your own personal list of plugin phrases, because it can be a lifesaver. Some of my best-selling designs have come from plugin phrases, and I've just run down that list with a topic in mind, found something that worked, that was funny, and it just sold like hotcakes. So that's plugin phrases. Strongly recommend you start building your own plugin phrase directory. But I'd like to show you something that can really help you with that as well. So if it's okay with you, Stefan, I'll just share that. So you have, if you're a designer, hand letterer like Stefan, you have a lot of tools to help you speed up your designing, right? You have Procreate. You have lots of Procreate brushes. Maybe you have, I'm sure, and I hope that you have Stefan's composition builder sets, right? That really help you.
You can see me right now, actually. The snuggle is real, making that faster, already helping me to get that right. So
exactly.
Letter builder.
You have tools like that if you're a designer to speed you up, to make things quicker when you're actually designing. So why not have tools to speed up and improve your idea generating? What if you could actually, speed up your ideas? What if instead of it being, hard work and laborious and something that you didn't want to do because it was so difficult, what if you had tools that made it really easy? So I actually have that solution for you. I have a solution to help you come up with incredible ideas. And I'd like to share a little bit about it with you, if that's okay. It's called the Ideas Workshop. And this is my dedicated online course to help you come up with ideas. This has been, several years in the making as I built out this course. And it really walks you through an incredible amount of methods and techniques to make you able to come up with ideas. So, we've touched on, maybe almost two, maybe three different kind of methods for coming up with ideas. Today, we've touched on the rhyme and replace method, and we've just scratched the surface of plugin phrases. But inside the Ideas Workshop, I have 13 methods that you can use to come up with ideas. So you might be thinking, well, why do you need 13 different methods? Well, because there's all kinds of different ideas, right? Maybe you want rhyming, funny phrases, but maybe you want something that's more graphic based. So we've got like methods for coming up with really graphic heavy ideas that really work well and go viral and stuff like that. Maybe you want something really simple. So you don't have a lot of time. You just want to come up with some ideas right now. We've got methods for that. So we have 13 different methods. So if you like what you've heard today, if you like the methods that we just scratched the surface on, then inside the Ideas Workshop, I teach you in incredible detail each of these methods. And the idea is that you'll be able to take this course, and when you leave it, you'll have these methods and techniques in your toolkit so that you can just, attack any topic, any brief, anything that you need to, with an incredible amount of methods and incredible amount of tools. Now, as part of this is just to demonstrate the kind of ideas that we cover. So, we've talked about plugin phrases. We've not talked about things like iconic images and puns like this or like this one, really graphic heavy ideas like this, or catchy rhyming phrases like fries before guys, clever puns like I'm just here for the booze. These can all be taught. Like, you don't have to copy the really funny phrase. You can be the one who comes up with the phrase in the first place. You can be the one who coined it. You can be the one who minted it originally. So we cover all these kinds of ideas and more. This is what it looks like inside the Ideas Workshop. It's a full pre-recorded. It's not taught live. It's all pre-recorded and ready for you to watch. Every session has a overview video, and every session has a full how-to video. So like we did some live, idea generation here today, that's what we do for every single method in the course. And everything comes with a worksheet, step by step, and a summary for you to download and keep. So you have absolutely everything you need to help you come up with great ideas. Now, I said I was going to come back to those parts on the worksheet because as part of the Ideas Workshop, I have built out a suite of tools that can really help you come up with an incredible amount of ideas in a very short space of time. So I will demonstrate this for you now. But if you just think back to the plugin phrases, I said that you should start building out your own plugin phrase directory because it would be really, really helpful for you. But it would be really cool, wouldn't it, if you didn't have to start from scratch, if you had like a list of plugin phrases to jump off to start with, and then you could use that as your inspiration instead. So if I said to you, here's a list of 50 plugin phrases for you to use, you probably think, oh, that's cool, 50 different plugin phrases. What if we had something like 100 plugin phrases? You'd be like, wow, how many ideas can I come up with if I had a massive list of like 100 plugin phrases ready to go from? Well, inside the Ideas Workshop, we have not 50, not 100 different plugin phrases. We actually have, and I'll show it you here, we have a list of over 400 different phrases and counting. And this is what it looks like. And this is something we've built as part of the Ideas Workshop. It's an online web app. You get your own login when you join the course. And this has ready-made phrases, ready-made plugin phrases, and you can just run down this list and just look for inspiration. Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about X. How am I supposed to X in these conditions? I think I speak for all of us when I say X. And 400 other such examples, okay?
That's crazy.
So I'll demonstrate this to you in a second. And obviously, like, just having this list is cool. Like, having a list of 50 is great. Having a list of 100 is even cooler. But having 400 is really incredible. But what if you didn't just have a big list, right? What if the list could actually be a bit cleverer than that? So instead of just scrolling down this list and having to think, what if you could put a word in here that would actually pop up? So that's exactly what we can do. So we can put in here a word like, tacos, and this is what happens. Every blank in the plugin phrases is going to be replaced with the word. So, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about tacos. All I care about is tacos and maybe 3 people. And you can just scroll down this list. There's more to life than tacos, but not much. These are not the tacos you're looking for. I love the smell of tacos in the morning. Tacos make me happy, you not so much, and so on and so forth, all the way down this list, right? That's pretty cool. It makes it even easier for you to come up with ideas, and you can, obviously, it's kind of an inspiration point. You can just run with stuff here. But it doesn't stop there. We've got this incredible feature. This is really cool. Not only can you replace everything in the phrase with your word, if you hit this button here, it will automatically pull to the top any phrase where there's an alliteration match. So we talked about alliteration and how cool that is. This pulls those phrases to the top so that you don't have to scroll through 400 to find, really good ones. It pulls those ones where there's an alliteration match. So it's the most wonderful time for tacos. I was told there would be tacos. Tested positive for tacos. I can't be trusted at tacos or around tacos. So, you can see how the ideas come. All tacos all the time. Take me to your tacos. Tacos till the end. Trust me, I'm tacos. That one doesn't necessarily work. In tacos, we trust. So you can just run down this list and, you can see how easy this is to come up with an incredible amount of ideas really quickly.
Now, I got a question.
Yeah.
This is incredible. And I'm already sold on just for the example of tacos, I bet man, I want to create like 10 t-shirts with that. And I'm sure like a lot of taco people would love to see like I tested positive for tacos right now during COVID. It's probably perfect.
Yeah.
But now, how do I memorize all of that? Do I have to memorize all of these quotes or like to write them down on a piece of paper? Like what do I do now?
I'm glad you asked. So we are just about to launch a brand new version of this software. This is actually last year's version. We launched this last year. If I share my screen with you here, we have a brand new version which is launching next week. And this is what it's going to look like. This is the new and updated version. So now if I put in here, tacos, Whoops, if I can spell it right, tacos. So the exact same thing is going to happen. It's going to pull up the phrases to the top. I think I need to just give it a refresh, actually. It's going to pull those phrases up to the top, and then it's going to give me those ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Type it up again. Here we go. So you can see, here we go, tacos till the end, tacos till I'm dead, all tacos all the time. And now I can just hit the little favorite button, a little love heart button, and it's going to favorite those ideas.
Amazing.
And it's going to add them over here. So everyone has their own little
Ooh.
My Ideas section. It's going to save the ideas there. So you can log in anytime. It's going to be able to, like, you can archive ideas that you've already used. So you can only look at, the ones that you haven't done yet. So you can just have a ready-made list of ideas that are just ready to go all the time.
That is epic.
And
also gives you a great to-do list of like designs or quotes that you have to letter for the next time, like prepare your Instagram post. Like you can save so much time doing this.
Exactly.
I like right now I don't have a process or system to do that. That solves pretty much the system, the ideas finding, even saving that and having like a to-do list, like knowing that I love to come into the office, to the studio, and create something each morning. Haven't done that in a while though. That's my bad. But that kind of like gives you the prompt of like, all right, I'm always going to pick the very first one that is on the top left corner. And then I'm going to do that, finish that, archive it. And then I have done something, even if it sucks, even if it's not perfect, like I can still upload it to like all these sites and then see if I can sell a t-shirt or not. And like, if it doesn't sell, like no harm, no foul. Like I have created something, I've put something out. And if it does really, really well, even better. I've made some money. I've made something cool, and gives me cash back. So
exactly,
really
yeah.
nice.
I mean, if you if you want to grow an Instagram following, you need original stuff every day. You need something new every day, at least.
Yeah.
Probably maybe
and
more
it's
than
tough. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's getting harder out there. So having a list of stuff like this, where you can just, like you say, you don't have to think, you don't have to sit down and come up with ideas in the morning. You can just come into the office, pull up your idea list, and just go, pick the top one and just get working on it. So absolutely. There's one more really cool feature I just want to show you. There's a lot more that's coming with this software because we're working. This is kind of my focus right now. But one thing I want to show you is, and it comes back to our worksheet. So on the worksheet, you had favorite food, place you like to hang out, and your favorite fictional character. So we have something inside the phrases here. We started tagging them and filtering them, so that you can filter by, phrases for certain things. So we have here a tag for like Valentine's Day, and I've pulled out here some phrases which are really great for Valentine's Day. So we've got like, X is my Valentine, or I choose something. Roses are red, violets are blue. X. So again, that could be like a phrase that you fill in, and a kind of good setup. So for example, like, I was thinking about my wife, because you were talking, Stefan, about your girlfriend and Valentine's Day. My wife really loves the film Pride and Prejudice, or the book as well. I don't know whether you know the book and the film with Keira Knightley, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Eyre, right? No, Jane Austen. Austen. Anyway, the character in that novel is called Mr. Darcy, and he's like the handsome, rich landowner who's really standoffish, and then he's actually really nice, but it takes the whole novel to find out. Anyway, she really likes Pride and Prejudice. She really likes Mr. Darcy. So I was thinking, that would be fun for Valentine's Day. I wonder if we can come up with any ideas for that. So I just put in here like Darcy, which is his name, Mr. Darcy, and got some funny ideas here, like Darcy is my Valentine. I only have eyes for Darcy. Like roses are red, violets are blue. I was thinking, you could do something like roses are red, violets are blue. You might not be Mr. Darcy, but I guess you'll do, something like that. So again, this is kind of where, you have jumping off points and things kind of jump out at you. I love the smell of Darcy in the morning, things like that. So this is how you can, adapt it and find interesting things. But we also have tags for certain words that you put in. So if you put in a word like Darcy, which is a name, we have a filter by name. So things like, what would Darcy do? Or Darcy did nothing wrong, or do it for Darcy, or don't blame me, I voted for Darcy, desperately seeking Darcy. You begin to see how some of these things jump out and click really well because they click with the subject matter at hand. So in the same way, that we did that one, we did tacos, and we can filter it down by food. So we're not just looking at alliteration, but we're also looking at phrases where it really works to put tacos in. So addicted to tacos, fueled by tacos. There's no alliteration there, but it works. It's a really nice phrase. Easily distracted by tacos, and so on and so forth. So that's how you can take, some of those things we put in there. And come up with some really nice ideas. So hopefully you've been able to understand the software there and get a kind of good picture of how it works. We're also adding, coming up this week, we've got visuals. So these are like visual prompts, which you can use. So we have things like graphic styles, which are really recognizable. So, like an 80s style or a 90s style or a kind of retro style or Art Deco style. And the idea here is you'll be able to see a relationship between a phrase and a style. So, if you came up with something like peace, love, and pumpkins, then we'd show you, the kind of like psychedelic hippie style, 70s style or something like that. So you're able to kind of click and see concepts come to life in front of you as you go. So obviously I could talk about this for hours. It's kind of my obsession at the moment, but that is the tools. That's actually just part of the tools which are inside the Ideas Workshop class. So the plugin phrase directory, that's sorry, go on, Stefan.
You get the whole teaching side of like how to come up with ideas, like creating like a process to come up with like and generate ideas. Like I love the word generate. Like come up is kind of this thing where it's not like sure, but generate has like this sure foundation of like you will actually create ideas. Funnily enough, actually one of my first jobs that I had after cleaning houses and like doing like stuff that a 13-year-old would do was to actually work for an idea generating company called Brainstorm. And they also like coined the phrase like generate ideas. So we don't leave it for luck or to luck to create like awesome new brand product ideas and so on. And you kind of created this one machine that creates or generates ideas, like spits out ideas that you can then use. You need to learn to filter, but I think you teach that too in your course. And then coupled with that software, like you get that software as well, you can use that software and you can then even save all of your files, like use that in the process and probably like simplify your life by I don't know, a lot.
Look, Stefan, we're artists, right? We're creatives. Mm-hmm. We don't sit on a factory floor on a conveyor belt and screw lids onto toothpaste tubes, right? We have to do something creative. We don't just work on, a technical ability. Like, yes, software can get you so far. Software can make, software could do the colors and can maybe line things up for you and really help. Yeah. But you still need that idea behind the concept if you're going to connect with another human being, and really engage them and get a response. So that's why, yes, I mean, look, this software and stuff is great, but it's a starting point. Like it gives you really great starting points, and then you take them and make them your own, and add in the different stuff. So that's what really excites me, is making it easy for designers and artists to really come up with great, catchy ideas and concepts, and to make life easier for them. So yeah, that's what it's all about.
And just to give like an idea, you've had a lot of students go through this course using this software for their work. Like I guess a lot of them are actually creating t-shirt designs that they are selling. We've had some question about like design licensing and so on, like how do you license? And I kind of answer with like, well, you upload those designs like pretty much on Redbubble, Amazon Merch, all these different platforms. Like your email newsletter actually informs that pretty well how you do those things. And from there on, you generate money. So your idea, whatever you put in, you actually generate like money from that. And just by having like good ideas that will click with people, like I've seen like a lot of people in the comments as well, like seeing like, oh yeah, like latte lover, like that clicks with something, or like coffee addict, So all these things, like when I see people, like if you're into The Office, my girlfriend just started watching The Office, so she's starting to get the humor. And like if there's a quote that really works well, or like just people that watch The Office, like get like they're like hooked and they want to buy that on a t-shirt, like tested positive for tacos is like something that even I like would think about, like, should I get it? Should I? Well, even just should I make it, because there could be money in it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much we can talk about. But I think if I show you here exactly what's included in the ideas workshop, because yeah, well, let me just say you reminded me of something there. So just going back to ideas, like it's the idea that makes the difference, right? How many ideas are there every day being uploaded to Instagram or Redbubble or whatever? Hundreds and thousands, maybe even millions. Same with like YouTube and stuff. Like people are constantly putting stuff out there. Why is it that only certain things hit and certain things catch? It's because they're good ideas. Like they have some of these elements. You know, we talked about rhyme and alliteration and juxtaposition, you know, using humor. These are things that, you know, there's basically a route for you to take an idea. Like I've had some of my designs taken and put on Reddit, and they've hit the front page of Reddit. I didn't put them there. Someone found the idea, loved it so much, they shared it, and it just, you know, shot up to the top. So yes, like I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, use my software and you'll come up with great ideas and they'll go to the top of Reddit. Like, no, it's not that simple. But if you want to come up with ideas that actually work and are kind of proven to work, in the sense that, you know, these are frameworks that people recognize. You know, if you use the phrase like tested positive for X, like we all found that funny. Like, why did that happen? Because it works. Like that's a proven framework. It's in the list. You know, you just pull it out and apply it. You know, I'm not saying it's going to make you $1 million. It's not. But if you have a portfolio of hundreds or, you know, hundreds of designs that are of that level of quality, you are going to have some hits. You're going to have some things that take off if you do it right. So, so yeah, I just wanted to say that. But yeah, I can see some questions coming in about the course. So let me just get through these slides and we can answer questions. So yeah, the ideas workshop, you know, it's the course with all those methods. It's the software, which includes all these tools. So the plugin phrases, the visual stuff. We also have slogans. So when I was saying before about like phrases where you have two X's, like you're the gin to my tonic, I've got like 60 phrases which are exactly like that, where you would have to have like two words. So those are really good jumping off points. We have something called the low-hanging fruit cheat sheet, which is for really simple, quick ideas. That's a really easy to use tool. Mutant words masher, can't even really get into that, but it's a really fun tool to come up with quirky ideas. And we have something called the methods workflow cheat sheet, which is really helpful for finding, you know, what type of ideas you're looking for. So yeah, to sum it all up, you know, better resources. If you have really good resources, if you understand certain techniques and methods, then you can create better ideas. You can create more ideas because you're able to do it faster. And if you have better and more ideas, guess what? You're able to produce better and more designs. And if you have better and more designs, if you're like me and you're trying to sell them, it leads to more sales. If you're a freelancer, it leads to more, you know, more sales. It leads to more contracts signed. If you're trying to build your Instagram, it leads to more likes and more follows and more shares. So, you know, it's the same principle behind all these things we're trying to do. And that's the principle behind the Ideas Workshop. So the Ideas Workshop is the course, it's the tools. This just kind of shows you a list of all the different frameworks we got, the plugin phrases, the visuals and stuff. But there's more. We also do live sessions. So we do regular live sessions, usually once every 2 weeks, where you can get feedback on your ideas. So this is with me. So in a group setting, we do a live stream like this on YouTube, but it's obviously private. And you can get feedback. You upload your designs. I'll give you some pointers. I'll say, hey, this is really good, but have you considered using alliteration? Or this is really great, but you could get a rhyme in here, or that, you know, there's something you missed. So we do that regularly. And we also have a community, a dedicated community, not a Facebook group, but somewhere you can come and get help, you know, ask questions, anything you need. If you've got questions, like I've seen questions about print-on-demand sites, the community is the place to get help. I'm in there helping people out all the time. So yeah, it's a course, it's tools, and it's a community. It's, you know, 3 big things to help you. this is just an anonymous poll we did a few months ago for the members of the group. This is, just asking them how satisfied are you with the purchase. 47 people answered. We got an average 9.3, which I was really pleased with, because this course is, it's only a year old, but we've been adding stuff all the time. So really happy with how people are enjoying it. So that's the Ideas Workshop. I'm going to share with you in a second how you can get access, but there's actually a special bonus today. Maybe Stefan, you can tell us a bit about this one.
All right. So here's the idea. I love this course so much, and I believe in that product so much, and I see the value that there is in the Idea Workshop plus that tool. Like, the tool alone is probably worth already more, and couple that with like lettering teaching. Like, I want to teach people like how to do their jobs better. So Michael teaches how to come up with creative ideas. Then with the Ultimate Lettering course, if you haven't already taken that one, if you have, like, we'll offer you something else. But coupled with that together, it's going to be an amazing experience, just to help you elevate not only your ideas, but also your design. And so that with those two things, that you can definitely, like, I believe that any of you who starts doing that and actually sells some t-shirts, like, you'll get sales and you improve. And if you do it like Michael did, like, put out more and more work, you'll turn out more and more ideas, and maybe one of them will really pull out. Like, can you share, Michael, like, what did, like, one t-shirt, like your most sold t-shirt, what did it do?
Yeah, it's funny you should ask that. This time last year, I had a design that it was the one that I said it went to the top of Reddit, and it was a really short-lived kind of spike, but I think it was the most I've ever sold in like 24 hours or so, well, probably 48 hours. It lasted a few more days than that. But yeah, it's a weird one, because I actually donated the profits from that to charity. I had it on my Threadless store, and they let you like assign a charity and donate the profits. So because it was such a quick idea that really hit overnight, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to make sure we send these profits to this charity. I want it to go there. But we sold thousands of t-shirts within 48 hours. It was incredible. I've had viral hits like that, but I've never had anything hit as fast like that. The sales didn't stay up for long, but yes, that's the kind of impact a really good idea at the right time can make.
That is incredible. So yeah, so that's why we are putting, or why I'm adding, for anybody who will go and purchase the Idea Workshop and get access to the tool, I'll throw in the Ultimate Lettering online course as a bonus, as an extra. And if you already do have the Ultimate Lettering course, we have another awesome workshop or like online course that's coming up. It's called the Ultimate Procreate online course. So that one is coming up too. And you will definitely get a lot of value out of that.
Cool. Thank you, Stefan. So yeah, the Ultimate Lettering course is included in this special offer. And like Stefan said, if you already have it, there's another course coming down the track, so you'll be able to get instead of that one. So let me tell you about the offer, the Ideas Workshop. So the Ideas Workshop is $499 with the Ultimate Lettering course. So usually that would cost you like $679. So $499 is the offer price for the Ideas Workshop. For that, you get unlimited access to the course, all the materials, all the downloads. You have full access to the tool, to the online tool, all the plugin phrases, all the templates, and of course to the community and the live streams and everything that we do inside there. Now, I've seen a couple of questions in the thing, which I'll go back and answer, but I just want to make a few things clear. So the Ideas Workshop is sold on a 12 months access. So it's not a, buy once and you have it forever. But what we're doing is you pay $499 and then you have access for 12 months. So it's not a subscription. If you don't do anything, you will simply, after 12 months, you'll simply lose access. But if you want to renew, there'll be a special offer for you like after those 12 months. So I just want to make that clear. The link is on the screen, michaelessek.com/Stefan Live. If you want to find out more about it, you can read there all the details of the stuff I won't be able to go into too much detail about today because we've only scratched the surface, but you can read all the details, everything that's included on that page. And the doors will close for this special offer next Thursday. So that's the offer. The Ideas Workshop: full online access, unlimited access to the software, community, and feedback, direct feedback from me for 12 months. Usually this would cost you $679 or more, but of course, just $499 for this offer right now. So offer closes on the 17th, and it's at michaelessek.com/Stefan Live. Now, I know we have some questions. So, Stefan, did you want to pull out any questions for me to answer straight off the bat?
So let me go back. I was just trying to paste. So it was Stefan Kunz, so michaelessek.com/
/Stefan Live.
Stefan Live. So I'm going to put this in the
Should
chat.
be live, yeah.
So people asking for monthly subscriptions. Is there anything that they can get, like, for maybe not monthly, maybe like quarterly? I don't know. Do you have any subscription models?
Not right now. I think the Ideas Workshop, we've modeled it in this way because number one, it allows me to keep adding to the course over the course of the year, right? So instead of it being sold as monthly, or sold as you buy it once and then you have access forever, we have the ability to invest. And for example, things like the software are very expensive. Nothing like this exists, so we've had to build it from scratch. So that's why we do it like that. I think maybe this time next year we might have like a monthly subscription option. But one thing I'm very careful about is never lowering the price on stuff. So this $499 price that you see, if we offer a monthly subscription, it will not be the equivalent of that a year, if that makes sense. So $499 is currently, what's that? It's like $40 a month equivalent. $41. So even if we do offer this monthly, we're going to be offering it for more than $41 a month. It's going to be more expensive than that. I like to reward people who buy in and invest in my products. I'd never like to. I'm sure you're the same. You don't like it when you buy something and then 2 weeks later it's dropped half the price or whatever. So I'm always careful to do that. So monthly subscription, probably not for the whole thing. Like I think what we might do, by this time next year, maybe we'll offer just the software, maybe for $45 a month or $50 a month or something like that. If you want the best possible deal and you want to make sure you're always going to get the best deal, then $499 is the price.
Nice.
Today. So yeah.
Then on the templates, somebody asked, like, can you add your own phrases to the templates? You talked about 493 phrases. Can you add your own phrases to the software?
You cannot do that just yet, but that is one of the features we have on our list. So I'm sure we're going to get to that within the next few months, I would say.
Nice.
It shouldn't be too complicated for us to add that feature, but yeah, that's one thing I want to do and really make the software. What's the word? Like, I'm adding phrases all the time myself. What I want to make sure is that it doesn't become too much like just my phrases that I like. I want to make sure we add that feature.
Your bubble,
so you can build it into your own like second brain, really. So it can be your own little inspiration center. So yeah, you will be able to add your own phrases. You'll be able to add your own graphic templates eventually as well. So yeah, we will definitely be adding features like that.
Nice. Is there any like refunds policy? Like, do you offer any like trials, anything like that?
Yeah, so it's we don't do a trial, but if you purchase and you're not happy, you have 14 days to request a full refund. No questions asked. We have a very straight up policy. If you take a couple of the classes and you don't like it, and you decide it's not for you for whatever reason, you can just ask for a refund. The only caveat I should add there is this is meant to allow you to take a test drive of it and see if it's right for you. So if you then watch every single video and you download every single PDF, and then you ask for a refund, that's not what the deal is. It's there, to help you, get a taste of it and see if it's right for you. So we do have a policy that just says that, don't take the Mickey, don't don't download,
don't take advantage. Yeah. I know
because
that
this is a pre-recorded course. We don't.
Yeah.
Everything's there. You can dive in right away. If you want to come up with really quick ideas, we've got stuff right there. If you want to come up with this idea, you don't have to take it in order. You can dip in and out of the different elements. So that's why we have that policy. But 14 days, you can have a poke around, try things out, see if it's for you, and if for any reason you're not satisfied, no questions asked, we will refund you.
That's awesome. So just to recap a little bit what we learned, we learned 3 awesome ways to come up with great ideas, be it from rhyming, alliterations, and juxtapositions. We looked at that there's a ton of more ways to generate ideas. And so what I love is always to have a process. Whenever I worked on a client project, whenever I started designing something, without a process, you're kind of dabbling through something and you don't know how to get there. Imagine a pit stop with Formula One car driving in, and people didn't have a exact process where they would jump in, do things, do exactly the same thing. It would take forever to fill up the gas, change the tires, and go back again. And with that, imagine you're going in, you're sitting down on your iPad, on your postcard, doing something, be it for Etsy, be it for a t-shirt design, whatever it is, you will have and generate great ideas. We looked at how to generate those awesome ideas. And so you are getting the framework, you're getting a whole software that is being improved all the time, which is pretty amazing. And not only that, you also will get access to a community that is already using that. And you saw the ratings, 9.3 out of all the students that signed up. I've started looking more on Google Maps on reviews and ratings. And whenever you see 1 stars, you got to be careful because there's somebody who is really pissed about that. But I didn't see any of them. I saw only good reviews. And I've seen what he's doing. I'm a fan of what he's doing, and it's something that's going to make my life easier. So it's a no-brainer in that sense. And also you're getting the bonus of having one of my class so that you can also work on something more. So you're getting even more features than just what you're getting there. And I believe if you sell a t-shirt that sells a couple of times in a great way, you can make that money back really fast. $4.99 is something. If you have a great idea, if you can sell that even to a coffee shop, $500 should be easily done. If you go up to a coffee shop and you tell them a creative, cool idea, and you show them hey, I have these examples that I could write on a coffee board that will sell you more coffee, and you just have to pay me $500 for that. And that's the idea workshop paid right there for yourself. So that all in all comes up together beautifully. And so I think it's a no-brainer. It should be an instant, yes, I want that. I want to have access to that. And then plus, because it's not open yet, it's not open in the general sense, you haven't published it in that way. It's open already for those who are watching it, who are rewatching this. And so you get access to all of that, which is really cool.
Yeah. Let me just say, Stefan, on the, the monthly or the, if you were to break that down, so it comes out at $1.36, I think, a day. So if you think about, what's the value of an idea, if you could pay $1.36 a day, what's that? You can't even get a coffee for that or a Coke for that, right? And you can get a endless stream of ideas. And one of those could be, could mean a lot of sales, could mean that next contract, could mean, who knows what. It's an incredible deal for the right person, of course. Now, of course, some of us are not there yet. I understand that. But if you're someone who's doing this professionally or you want to, then this is definitely definitely something you want to grab hold of.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Michael, for your time, for giving us this free webinar. It's been incredible just to learn all about these 3 easy, simple tricks to do that. Those are things that anybody of us can now use already. I've been asked hey, what have you drawn in this session already? So here it is. The snuggle is real. I've only sketched it out. So this is kind of the sketch that I have. but I'll also probably be working with the other ideas. So like if I go with I am bananas for you and I take up like the idea, so take up everything away, you could easily replace bananas and like I am bananas for like do something else, and or like replace like I am coffee for you. That would actually represent me very well. And my girlfriend always tells me like I should take a break with coffee. I should stop drinking too much coffee because I'm like, I started drinking 4 cups of coffee a day. Like that's probably my 5th. I was practicing latte art today. That's my excuse. Okay. But yeah, that is super awesome. Thank you so much for your time. And this video will also be available for replay, and we'll send out some emails in a couple next days just to share like the cool things about that. So if you are kind of on the edge, you can also just give it a try. 14 days trial. You can test it out, see if that's something for you. If you use it, maybe you don't use it and you realize like, oh, maybe like I thought I would be using it. Like that happens to me sometimes, and I'm always happy if I can return it. But that's an awesome part. So thank you so much. No problem. Everybody who watched, yeah, go for it.
Sorry, I was just going to say, I said at the start that we'd give you that link for the downloads. So if you go on the YouTube description, it should be right at the bottom of the YouTube description now. So I think it's anyway, it's there. So if you want to get the downloads, if you want to download the slides, and you want me to email you every idea that we came up with today, so all the ideas we came up with, the snuggle is real, it's the economy Cupid. That's the only one that came to mind. Make sure you go and sign up there, because we'll get you get those emailed out over the next few days.
That's okay.
And I should also add, if you've got any questions about the course, you can email me directly as well, michael@michaelessek.com. If you want to drop me an email, I'd be happy to help you with those.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So everybody, have a great evening. Be creative. Keep creating something awesome. And hopefully with the idea workshop, you'll create something every single day, plus something that doesn't suck. At least the idea, the quote that you are using won't suck, because you are coming up with great ideas. So thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody. And hope to see you very soon.
Bye-bye.